While on the surface, the Tea Party movement is a bipartisan uprising against government waste and corruption, beneath this, other powerful forces were at work. In January 2010, a group of prominent leaders released the Declaration of Tea Party Independence. In it, they decreed that the movement's core purposes included a belief in a radical form of free market capitalism. The focus of my investigation was this initial first year of the Tea Party movement. In particular, what role had been played by two billionaire industrialists, brothers Charles and David Koch, who for more than 3 decades have funded a propaganda war enrolling citizens in their quest to create a privatised America. Government has become a monster, crippling the economy and devouring personal liberties. This poster is from the 1980 Libertarian Party campaign, in which David Koch ran for vice president. The party's policy platform is an insight into just how radical the views of the free market movement really are. They sought the abolition of almost all regulatory agencies charged with protecting public health and safety, not to mention social security, the public school system, and virtually all taxes. But after spending over $2 million of their own money on the campaign and receiving just 1% of the vote, the Koch brothers changed course. In 1984, they founded a group called Citizens for a Sound Economy. The aim was to make it appear that grassroots citizens were advocating these radical ideas, and not a wealthy and powerful elite. In truth, as this leaked 1998 budget shows, the backing came not only from billionaire ideologues like the Kochs, but sizable donations from companies across a range of industries. Take their work for the tobacco industry. In 1992, Citizens for a Sound Economy mounted a protest against a plan by the Food and Drug Administration to tighten cigarette regulations. The key was that citizens were never told they were fighting for the tobacco industry. Instead, the paid operatives who ran the group demonised the FDA as an example of overbearing big government, telling people what to do and impinging on the individual freedoms and constitutional rights of average Americans. While in 1994, Citizens for a Sound Economy played a leading role in defeating the Clinton administration's proposed healthcare reforms. Working with the tobacco and health insurance industries, they inspired a massive public backlash against the plan by convincing people that the government was trying to impose Soviet-style socialised medicine that would lead to a denial of vital healthcare treatments. In 2004, the group split in two, with the Kochs funding the newly formed Americans for Prosperity, or AFP. To find out more, I've come to AFP's annual convention. As representatives of the group's 800,000 members gathered, it was obvious how successful this campaign to get citizens to support the free market vision has been, much to the delight of Chairman David Koch.
5 years ago, my brother Charles and I provided the funds to start the Americans for Prosperity. And it's beyond my wildest dreams how AFP has grown into this enormous organization of hundreds of thousands of American citizens from all walks of life, standing up and fighting for the economic freedoms that have made our nation the most prosperous society in history.
While Koch has distanced himself publicly from the Tea Party movement, the event indicated otherwise.
It's now my great pleasure to begin my favorite part of the Summit Conference, and that is the report by representatives of each of the 25 chapters of AFP on their activities over the last year.
We helped organize huge tea parties all throughout the state.
We have led the largest tea party in the state.
The largest tax day tea party in the nation on April 15th.
Hey folks, we've held 29 tea parties.
We've organized dozens of tea parties.
Mr. Chairman, our grassroots efforts are engaged
they're energized, and they're ready to fight for their freedom.
And if you try to raise our taxes and trample on our liberties, we're either going to beat you or make your life miserable.